In the Sefer Shmuras Einai, there is a shmuz from Rabbi Moshe Wolfson, the great and holy mashgiach of Yeshivas Torah V'das. Rabbi Moshe Wolfson tells over a remarkable story. The late 1800s, early 1900s. There were Yidden who came from Europe to America. At the time, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Yidden came over. And America was more or less a midbar. It was a desert. There wasn't much in terms of ruchnius and Yiddishkeit, in terms of chinuch. There was almost nothing. It was an absolute disaster. They needed guidance and leadership. They needed a Rav. And what did they do? There were many, many prestigious and prominent Rabbanim who they interviewed and they tried to convince to come, and one of them was the Belzer Rebbe. They went to the Belzer Rebbe and they described to him what's going on in America. And they asked him, they pleaded with him, they begged him, can you please come with us back to New York and be our Rav, and be the Rebbe, and be someone who can help save the Yidden in New York. And the Rebbe did not dismiss it right away. The Rebbe said, give me 3 days to think about it. They waited with great anticipation. And after 3 days, they went back to the Rebbe. And the Rebbe told them the following. You know, Yidden have been in Europe for 1,000 years. Now, how have the Yidden of Europe survived for 1,000 years? And the answer is because the soil of Europe is drenched with mesirus nefesh. And mesirus nefesh allows Yidden to survive. It gives us siyata d'shmaya and gives us a little bit of kedusha here as well. But in America, what mesirus nefesh is there? Who guarantees that we will be able to survive? The soil is not yet drenched with mesirus nefesh. And for that reason, I cannot go. The Yidden would be mesir nefesh in America. They would be mesir nefesh for Shabbos. And eventually, those Yidden planted the seeds for the Yidden in Europe who had to run for their lives to rebuild their lives in America. And Yiddishkeit was saved due to the mesirus nefesh of those individuals. It is now decades later, and Klal Yisrael is growing at remarkable rates in every aspect. However, our children need us to drench the soil with mesirus nefesh. Dr. Moshe Wolfson, our dar, and the nesoyin of Shmiras Einayim, and the mesirus nefesh that is involved, not to look at things that are inappropriate and immoral. That is planting the seeds for our children and for future dairas. And we can do it in every single time we guard our eyes. We are paving the path for the future generations so that they can be able to live b'kedusha u'v'tahara. It's not just for today, it's not for tomorrow, it's for the future generations that will, Mitzvah Hashem, bring Mashiach.